Today I went to swim. Wouldn't call that swimming because I can't swim. I was just wearing my floaters. And the last time I was in water was 2 years ago. So everything felt almost new again. My shoes, which was not necessary, because my feet couldn't touch the bottom because the water is really deep, as shown in my previous video. My swimming suit. I was so excited. I wasn't planning to swim today, but I was taking a walk outside and I saw that the water level was high again. And this time it was higher than yesterday. Like the water literally reached the level of the bank. So I was so excited. I checked the time. It was 6:30, 6:50. It's literally too late, I felt. But the water literally, yesterday by that time, it was already very much dropped. The tide was much lower, but today it was higher. Anyway, I was too excited. I ran home, dropped my bag on the floor, and I started to search for my stuff to get ready. I just got my swimming suits out, my shoes, my floaters. Thankfully, they were easy to find, which was very lucky. I gathered them on and I just got ready. I was so excited. I think probably was more excited than the first time I got in the water here. So like I showed you in a previous video, this is the bank, right? The concrete bank, and there is the sea, and the sea is bottomless. Very, very deep, especially now the tide is high. The water is at least 3 meters high. It's impossible to touch the ground. I would say much, much higher. If the water was only 3 meters deep, I would be able to see the bottom. I think it's probably a lot deeper. So deep you cannot see the bottom. And so I got to the bank. I couldn't show you because I don't know if my waterproof bag would really allow me to bring my phone with me while I was in the water. So I would be scared, too scared to try it. And then I just tried it. When I was trying to get into the water, it was just so scary because it just feels like you're gonna sink. Even though I was wearing the floaters, it just felt like I was gonna sink. It took me a while to get into the water. And even if you don't wear floaters, you don't sink. But the difference is if you don't wear the floaters, sometimes your head is below water. that's where it's scary. But you wouldn't like sink all the way down. You wouldn't sink. You'd be floating, but sometimes your head is below water. The floaters, they keep your upper body, the body, like above your shoulders, up in the water, up above the water. And anyway, as I got used to it, I was getting really comfortable. Like I could just lay in the water, like you could just lay in there. You would just be floating. You don't have to do anything. Just lay in there. It just feels like you're lying on top of something, and that's holding you. I could just literally fall asleep like that in the water, but the water was naturally carrying me little by little away from the bank, so you probably can't really fall asleep in there unless you're a good swimmer, and then you can swim all the way back. But I don't know about me. I can't. Also, in the water, I didn't feel any fatigue. I mean, my arms felt okay, but after I got out, oh my god, my arms are just destroyed. Especially right before I went out today, I did some exercises. Just one set of exercise. I didn't finish all the sets, but oh my god, after I got out of water, I wasn't in there for too long. I was just, I think, in there for half an hour, which I thought wasn't enough, but actually more than enough. Also, that feeling of the water just pressing onto your chest. Also, only just your head is out of the water, even if you're wearing the floaters. Only your head can stay out of the water. your neck, your chest, everything inside the water, and seawater is dense, so the pressure is stronger. The water, I just don't like that feeling like something just keeps pressing onto my chest. Makes it just hard to breathe. It makes me feel like I want to cough all the time. That feeling I didn't really like. So I just wanted to get out immediately, but it was impossible to get out from the bank. It was easy to get into the water from the bank. When you're in the water, only your head is out. You can't lift yourself out because if you have ever swum with a full set swimming suit, if you have swum before, swum with just shorts, you probably wouldn't have experienced it. You have to wear also a t-shirt and shorts to know what I'm talking about. Like your whole body becomes so heavy when you get into water. When you try to get out, it's not just the sheer physical heaviness, but the contrast between when you're in the water. You feel it very light in the water. When you're in the air, there's nothing. There's no force holding you, keeping you afloat. But in the water, you feel light. But you don't know that until you try to get out of the water. You feel super heavy, not just because your suit is soaked with the heaviness of the water. Your clothes are so heavy, and then you feel this contrast of a sudden heaviness as you get out of the water. So it was impossible to lift myself out of the water from there. So I had to swim all the way to the end of the bank where there were more like those wave reducers, the gigantic concrete blockers to block waves, to like not block but reduce waves, like those big things. I think you have seen in my videos, and I could just get out of the water there. Even with that, I could just get onto the stone. It was still like heavy as I lifted myself out of the water. Now with my legs, I was just so heavy. It was just so heavy. That feeling, like the entire world is pressing you down. That feeling is not I know it's not the physical heaviness. It's just that contrast. It's just like the feeling when you just came back to Earth from the moon. The gravity suddenly pulls you much harder. I had to chill there, but as soon as I knew I could get out of the water on my own, I felt better, because I was worried that I wouldn't be able to do it by myself. I might need somebody else to help me. I was a little bit scared that I wouldn't be able to get out of the water on my own. So anyway, I just got back into the water. I helped somebody else out of the water because she didn't know she didn't know how to get out. Even she was there. I saw she was trying to get out of the water from the wave reducers, but she couldn't. But I got out from there, and then I don't know if I helped her, but she just got out after me. And I got back into the water. It was already late, like I said, it was past 7. But thankfully these days it gets bright. It stays bright for a little bit longer, as in summer, all the way till the 22nd of June, when the sun returns back to the south, returns to the equator again. But it makes very little difference here where we live, where I live, because I live pretty close to the equator anyways. And just trying to show you that I took a geography, is that the right word? Geography classes in middle school and high school, so I know about the basic knowledge. And what else? So I got back into the water, and then somebody said there were like fish. But when I first got into the water, it was pretty scary. I didn't dare to look down, but I couldn't see anything anyways. Even if I looked down, there was nothing. It's not like when you're like at the top of a building, or somebody are afraid of heights. You don't dare to look down because you would see all the way down and see where you are so high. You'll be scared. I was like feeling the same, but at the same time, even if I looked into the water, I couldn't see anything. Just green darkness. That was it. you know what it is. Like in that previous video, you could see that was just kind of scary. I didn't dare to look. I didn't dare to think about all this. That was just so. That was just like the feeling of swimming in the abyss. Without other people around me, I would feel like I'm in danger. That kind of feeling, but I could just see everybody else around me, and they're smiling, they're laughing, they're having fun, which is just so bizarre because I was feeling like everything felt like I was swimming in the abyss, like I'm gonna fall or something. It was just kind of scary, and the water's murky, right? It's not crystal clear, so it just feels like you're swimming in the void, in the abyss, and anyways, and then they saw there was fish. I just your attention is just you just cannot focus on many things in that kind of situation. I was just trying to feel safer. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to get used to the water, but at the same time I felt like I needed to hold on to the bank. I even letting go took some time to complete trust that my floaters would keep me afloat, or that this water would keep me afloat. Is just kind of an interesting feeling. I like that. And nothing much to say. I already said what happened later was in the beginning. Before I did all this, I didn't want to swim for one of the reasons is I don't want to talk to people. Like I think they would start talking to me if I get into the water because they just like to chit chat with the people around them. Somehow people you're just like sort of an extrovert. That's one of the reasons. But actually they didn't like talk to me as much as I expected. Even if today I actually wanted them to talk to me because I was feeling really insecure in the water. I wanted to have somebody to talk to me or something. They didn't. They just kept talking, and they would interact with me, but not as much as I worried. So that was actually okay. So tomorrow I think I'm gonna go again, maybe, depending on how I would feel. And like I said, I could totally just lay in the water straight, completely flat. You could just lay flat in a way that your toes are at the same level of your chin, that flat. You could lay all the way flat, and the force of the sea was so like the supporting force that keeps you afloat in the water is so strong that I could literally lift myself out of the water while I was in the water, just by pressing down onto my floaters, which were just tiny, tiny floaters. Floaters are just, I'm just amazed how these tiny things like could keep me afloat in the water. But they could, and I could just press onto them, like press my arms down onto the floaters to lift my upper body out of the water. That was just kind of funny. Kind of fun. Anyways, and it was getting dark. Well, it wasn't getting dark. It wasn't yet, but we could see that the water was going down. Like yesterday, the tide was going down, but much slower than yesterday. And as I tried to get out of the water for good for today, I just sat on the wave reducer, and there were a lot of sea roaches I didn't see there, and one of them ran over my hand. That startled me, but I wasn't scared. I looked at them. I was a little scared when I saw a ton of them, like a family, literally a family of like 12, 20 of them, big and small ones. They are much more social animals than the home roaches. Home roaches, I rarely see them in groups. When they come to visit me, they come solitary. Is it the right word? Solitarily. Alone. They don't come in groups, thank goodness. But those I saw, oh my god, that whole face of the wave reducer had like a 20 of them, I think, big and small. I was startled but not scared. a little scared actually. I tried to drive them away by waving my hand like that, and I don't know where they went. They would just go to the other side of it, which I was sitting. I would just try to get that. I was trying to pet one of them. Of course, they wouldn't let me pet, but they didn't like flee from me, you know. They were at their own pace. Like, you know how fast they can go. Like, just shoot like a bullet. They could run faster than flying. That's just how fast they could be. But they were just like running a little, but not like all the way charged. Just like the jumping spiders I see. Like when I try to pet them, they would walk away from me, but they wouldn't like go all the way away. That's just kind of interesting. I'm quite tired, even though it's been just half an hour I was there. Maybe I'll go again. I don't know. I think so. It's good that I didn't have a lot of time today so that I would want to go again tomorrow. It was half an hour, but it felt pretty much enough. Wish I could take my phone with me so I could film some stuff. I'm gonna do there's some tests you can run with the waterproof bag, is to put some tissue paper in it and put it deep and let it sit in the water overnight to see if the tissue paper gets wet. If it gets wet, then you cannot put your phone in there and expect it to not get, oh my god, what's going on with this? Anyway, that's the experiment I'm gonna do to see if I could rely on this waterproof bag. I've been having it for 2 years. I've not used it many times, just a couple times. So it should still be good. It doesn't have a reason to be bad already. Hopefully I get to see you in the water tomorrow. Bought some beautiful chopsticks because my old ones were just broken. Beautiful. So beautiful. They will never break, I hope. It's not gold, by the way. It's not gold. It's just steel. I just like how it looks. Very special. I wanted to have a spoon like that now, but I have 2 spoons already. I got a new spoon today. Oh, I love it. Maybe it's nothing special. Yeah, it's just wood. I just have never used a wooden spoon for a long time, and that's something I wanted. Maybe I will get sick of it in a day or 2, who knows? Or maybe not. I don't need so many spoons. This is my dinner tonight. My first time cooking this. It's kimchi fried rice. Beautiful. Very nice. This is my dinner tonight. I don't know what the name of this type of beans. Just, it's kind of like soybean, but it tastes different. It's a different type of beans. And this is chicken chest, soaked in baking soda water for 20 minutes to make it tender, not dry when eating. Boiled together with the beans, and then green onions. That's it. MSG sweetener and salt added to it, nothing else, which makes it look beautiful. Beautiful. Hope it tastes good as well. Tastes just okay. Because it tasted just okay, I added some kimchi to it. Immediately added to the color too, and it became so delicious. extremely delicious. Maybe not extremely, but a lot better. Very good. It's the second day, and oh my god, I am so excited about going into the water again. I mean, it's already the evening of today, and I already went in the water today after yesterday, which is just the last part of the video. Today, I think I spent even less time in the water because, well, somehow I was still kind of late, and people were getting out sooner than yesterday, and I didn't like to be one of the last people in the place. It just feels lonely, even though there were still quite some people around, but they were about to leave, some were leaving, so I just left. But I feel so thrilled. I feel like the blessing of me living here has just started. I just started to realize that I get to swim in that public pool that is the ocean every day, and I can go any time of the day these days. Maybe not any time, but when the tide is high, I can go in there. Oh my god, it's just such a gigantic public pool when the tide is high, because when the water, the seawater reaches the bank, normally it's 2 meters lower, which is not suitable for swimming because you cannot get into the sea unless you jump from that 2 meter height, which most people probably don't dare to. It's not a pool anyways, it's the sea. Gonna jump too deep, I don't know. Well, a lot of people can do that, people that are good with water. Anyway, just thinking about it makes me so excited. I just want to go again tomorrow. Today, as I was in the elevator, because I just put on in my swimming suit before going out, so in the elevator, I already looked like everybody that would go and swim in there, in the water. A neighbor, like somebody living in the same building, saw me. She's actually the daughter of that old lady that I had seen in the elevator many times, that I had avoided eye contact with, just to avoid getting to know each other at the same time of craving human interaction. I actually like her. She just gives you this feeling that she's just the way she talked just made me feel comfortable. Not about what she said. It's just like the way I just felt like she's somebody that just makes me feel in a way more comfortable than with other people. Like she feels like very non-judgmental. And then that was her daughter, which was also about at least 20 years older than me. And she looked and sounded just like her mother. Like the way she talked, especially, I don't know, maybe they have a condition or what, but they cannot speak very clearly. Like her words as if are wrapped inside a sound. I don't know if it's just a habit of speaking, or is there a dialective way of speaking, or it's a condition they're having. But they just cannot speak as clearly as most people. So of course immediately I could tell, and she's like a relative, at least a relative of that old lady. And then she, again, like her mother, she talked to me. Because yesterday when I was in the elevator, I met her mother. Let's just call her grandma. I met that grandma. I don't know if it might sound offensive in some cultures, but calling somebody a grandma in my culture is in no way offensive. It actually feels close, right? It feels close. So I met her, and then normally she wouldn't talk to me because, like I said, I would avoid eye contact with her just to avoid her talking to me. But she talked to me because she saw me in my swimming suit, and she knew like many other people, I would go and swim, and she asked about it, and she was like kind of excited about it too. And today, her daughter also talked to me, but she's like she actually wants to go in there too, so she asked me about this, and she even followed me to see where we would get into the water. I showed her, and she asked like about the arm floaters, and she's like, I'm gonna buy these too. She's super excited, and of course I would love more people going in there because it would be more fun. More people, more. I just feel like it makes it feel more like a pool. If it's just a couple of people in there, it just feels too lonely. So she'd come, and I'm really happy. I just hope that none of these people would start to talk with me about it, like asking the questions that I don't want to answer. Like, you live here alone. Why are you here? What do you do? What about your family? I think I'm just gonna start to lie. But I cannot lie about certain things. I'm just gonna say that my family live here with me, so that they won't ask further questions. If I told them the truth, like my family is not here with me, and they would ask, why are you blah blah blah? Why are you here alone? Blah 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 blah. Or where are you gonna see your family when you're gonna this and that? I'm just gonna say that my family lives here with me, and I just said they don't like to swim, or they live in a different apartment or whatever. I was just gonna say they live here with me in the same apartment. And yeah, I just cannot stop thinking about like getting up tomorrow, because these days I get up in the afternoon. Because I fall asleep at daybreak. I fall asleep. So I wake up in the afternoon, and just a couple hours. I don't know how time passed so quickly. Like today, I got up, I did nothing. I just cooked and ate, and it was already so late. Almost as late as yesterday. I don't know. I don't remember what I did. I don't even remember watching any YouTube videos. All I did was just I got up and I cooked and I ate, and it was already too late. Did I go out? I hadn't even gone out today. Anyway, today I still went at around 6:30, like yesterday it was 6:50. And I'm gonna go tomorrow before 6. I think it'll be perfect. Anytime before 6 will be great. Absolutely not after 6. I'll make sure I go before 6. And I'm excited about swimming too. I thought I had a little interest in that, but just feeling that it actually works, like the way you move actually can push you quite forward. Like I think the idea of just being able to move yourself forward in the water is just so intriguing, because we are not like fish. We just have legs. We don't have fins. We don't have like even like a duck. Dogs have the things, that thing between their toes that would make them, that would enable them to push the water behind and then move forward so effectively. We don't have any of that, but we would be able to swim. We'd be able to, especially somebody like me that doesn't even know how to swim. I just watched a video and I tried it out. It just works. It works so well. And I just can't wait to go back. It just feels so good that you can move yourself in the water. Even though I probably will never be in the water without a floater or a swim ring. I think a swim ring would be then boring, because you can't do anything with a swim ring. You cannot use your arms. You cannot even be in certain positions. With arm floaters, they feel much scary when you're in the water like this, like a wild water where you can't touch the ground. Your feet can't touch the ground. It's very deep. But with other people around me, I feel very safe. Even though I might never need them to help me, I cannot go in there alone. I think I will never go in the water alone. like water where I cannot touch the ground. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Actually, I've said more than I wanted to say. But it's just so exciting. It feels like a dream. It feels like a dream. I cannot go back. I can't wait to go back. Ugh. Today I spent about just half an hour in the water like yesterday. I saw the roaches, like the sea roaches again. They're still as cute as before. And I saw even cuter, like they are just so cute the way they behave. Like they would just sit down in a place with constant wave because they are probably afraid that the wave would take them into the water. So what they do when there's water coming at them, they would just sit down, holding onto the ground underneath. So I saw one of them in one of the cracks, and I wanted to play with it. So I splashed water onto it. In the beginning, it would be standing, and what they would do is just so cute, like a duck out of water would shake the tail a little when standing up, right? You just kind of shake the water off. Oh my God, not shaking, but like, I don't know how to describe that behavior. They were like their tail would shake a little, like a duck. As I kept splashing water onto it, it would just lay down on its belly with just lay down, like the whole body would be against the floor, the ground, and it wouldn't move. It would just stay like that, wouldn't get up, wouldn't shake off water as I splashed more water onto it. And it wouldn't move even after I stopped. I thought it died. I thought did I drown it? But I also thought it couldn't be possible. For one thing, they are roaches. They are survivalists. They never die. They never die so easily. For a second, is like they are sea creatures. They can't possibly just have drowned like that. Not even home roaches would drown. Like they wouldn't if you keep. They don't even. They don't drown. Roaches, cockroaches do not drown so easily. So I just picked up a stick to see if it would move it, but as soon as I really thought it died or something, so I just used the stick to poke it, and it immediately started moving, and it started to move just as fast as before. So I knew it was just laying down to hold on to the ground so that it wouldn't be taken away by the water. I can understand actually. It's hard to imagine a different species life, especially when they are so, like their size is so different than ours. When a creature is so small, it's just, you cannot imagine what it's like for them. Like the things that we don't have difficulty with, they have. Like a drop of water, a splash of water is nothing for us, but for a little bug, it's like it could just kill them. So there's like this little spider I saw today when I was taking a shower back from the water, back from swimming. I saw it climbing onto the wall, and I looked closer because I wanted to have a look at its eyes because I missed seeing them. Those two black dots on the front of their face, so freaking cute. And I looked closer, and all of a sudden I noticed there's a tiny drop of water on top of its tiniest face. The water was so tiny. The water drop was so small, so tiny. Just like how they probably have a thin layer of fur on their body or what that could just hold the water like that. That water, also because of how small they are, which made the water drop so small too, it wouldn't leave. Like a tiny drop of water can stick very well to a surface, especially a surface that is not smooth. So that tiny drop of water just sat on the head of the spider. It's just so cute. Especially the spider body is so small, much smaller than the jumping spider bodies. A jumping spider is a lot smaller than these long leg spiders, because jumping spiders have short legs in comparison to these ones. But these ones, their bodies are so much smaller. That's why I had to look very, very close up, hopefully to be able to see their eyes, and that would even still be a struggle. I would need to turn on my flashlight to be able to see their eyes clearly. But today I just took a short glance. I think I had a short glance at their eyes. Fantastic. Also, there is a lot of fish in the water. So many. They're small. They're so small, and you can never catch them. Like I can't. At least I can't. I can't. They wouldn't. They aren't too afraid of you. Like they would always swim around. They wouldn't just go away somewhere else. They just always would stay near us. But you just can't catch them, which is great. I like that. They're also too small to be interesting for people here to want to catch. What is that? What's that? It's a bug, a small bug. You can't see because the light is too bright. A bug as big as an ant looks enormous on the wall. Today's update with the ocean, with my swimming. The tide went down because I just learned today that every day the highest tide delays for about 15 minutes every single day. The highest tide would arrive about an hour later. So today I went there, the water was lower than yesterday at the same time as yesterday. And so to get into the water, I had to jump from the bank, not just smoothly slide in anymore. It took a lot of courage, honestly, because it didn't take me a lot of courage because I didn't know what would happen. Was that you get to experience that feeling, that second of the horror of being drowned. Because the second I got into the water, because of my weight, because of gravity, I got pulled into the water, even though I had the floaters on my arms. If I hadn't the floaters, my full body would be fully immersed into water. That's how people, those that are bold enough, that are good with water, that dare to jump directly into water without floaters, that's what they experience. And then they would bounce back to the surface. But it literally was my first time in my entire life jumping inside water. Not jumping, but I was just like the banks here, and I actually tried to lower myself down into water with my arms, sustaining myself so I could lower myself into the water rather than just jumping in it. But still, like, I think the water was around a bit less than 1 meter lower than the bank, so it was still sort of a jump. And that was just a half a second of horror that I experienced. I immediately disappeared after I immediately bounced back to the surface. I just really felt scary, honestly. So scary. So scary that I don't think I could do it again. It just feels scary. Man, I don't know how those people could do that. They so trust I guess because you do it enough times, you know exactly what would happen. Even if I have done it once, it still feels so scary. You know, the feeling of jumping into water, I don't know. For someone that doesn't swim, it's basically about the 5th time I have ever, oh no. Yes, the 5th time I have ever swum in the ocean. Before I had been in pools where my feet can touch the ground. The pools that are just about 1.2 meter, 1.3, 1.4 at most meter deep. And I had my swim ring on, and my feet could still touch the bottom. That kind of pools. And the first 2 times I don't remember. That was so long, almost 2 years ago. I got into the same ocean here from a different entry point. I remember my feet could touch the ground. I don't remember clearly. I think in the beginning I could, but as you went deeper in that area, you just gradually couldn't. But you still could if you would just swim a little back toward the bank. There's no beach here. There's beach, but you gotta walk a long way. Walk 20 to 15 minutes. You would see beach, but people don't swim there. It's actually more dangerous just to swim around the beach. I have never seen people swimming there because I think there's more wave there, or what. I don't know. Or I think it's because that area of the sea is open. Where there's beach is like a wider sea. But here, as you can see, the sea water looks almost like a canal because of the other bank. That's actually a tiny man-made island that makes the water narrow. So people would dare to swim in here. You wouldn't get lost. And I don't know, tomorrow, well, I definitely would not jump from there again, I think. It just feels scary. It just feels scary. Even thinking about it is scary. Maybe I would do it again, actually. I think if by the 3rd time or by the 4th time doing it, I wouldn't be scared anymore. Maybe the 3rd time I'd still be. But 4th time, I think I'll be half scared as I am right now thinking about doing it. I think I'm actually getting excited thinking about doing it. I just know absolutely you want to hold your breath. In that literally a half a second, your half of your head or 80% of your head is just pushed underwater. And it immediately bounces back out because of these floaters on my arms. For those that don't have floaters, I don't know, it actually takes quite many seconds. Like I see somebody, like they jump into the water and I don't see them for a few seconds. 5 seconds they're in the entire body inside water and they get out. They bob back out. I don't know, they dare to do that. I don't know what they can see. Do they have their eyes closed or do they keep their eyes open? Nobody wears goggles here. I would, because I learned that it's better that I don't wear my glasses in that sea water. Might erode, is that the right word? Erode my glasses, my seeing glasses. Even though I have been wearing them in the past, how many times I've been in the water? 3 days I've been wearing these glasses. So I bought some goggles. Is that the right way to pronounce the word? I have never said that word ever in my life. Goggle. There's no other way to pronounce it. Goggle. It cannot be Google. Because there's just one O. Goggle. 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 It just sounds weird. Is it really goggle? I'm just gonna Google it right now. So yeah, it is pronounced goggle because I'm a genius. I just need to look at a word to know how it's pronounced. But I can't be wrong, but about 90% of the time I'm right. Because when I was in high school, when I was learning English, I was obsessed with pronunciation. When I see a new word, I just go through the dictionary always, and I got so good with dictionary that I could just find a word within seconds. You know that a whole thick, the dictionary was this thick to find a word in there, but it doesn't sound that doesn't sound so much magical because each word, right, each letter, all the words are classified by the first letter, right? It's words starting with A, B, C, D, E, F, G. They're marked on the side of the dictionary. So I just go in there, going where this word is, and then just flip through, and then I can just find a word so quickly. Sometimes it takes literally 2-3 seconds. I open it, I just flip through it 2-3 seconds, and I find a word. It's just when you are so good at doing something, when you do it so much, it becomes intuition. Like you just immediately find it. Literally, probably quicker than using Google, because Google has to load unless your internet is super good. But Google is just slow. It doesn't show you the results immediately. It has to load, and sometimes I could probably get faster than using Google. Especially Chrome is so freaking slow. I type in something, it takes a long time. Not a long time. Just a few seconds. Just a few seconds. Why isn't it immediate, instant? Why does it have to take a few seconds? And then, what was I saying today? Yeah, it just is so exhausting to swim. I think it's because I had never swum. I just started swimming yesterday. Today is my second day trying to swim. The first day I didn't know anything. The first day I got into the water, I don't remember what I did. The first day I was just excited. I just got into the water. I didn't watch any videos of swimming. So after I came back that day, I started watching some videos. So the next day was yesterday. I started swimming a little, and today I did it. It's so exhausting. I think it's not because that itself is exhausting. It's still the same problem. I keep feeling this pressure on my chest that makes me feel like I want to get out of the water. Because it's just the pressure. I don't know how that feels. It just feels like somebody strong. A strong hand just keeps pressing onto your chest. It just makes you feel very uneasy. You just want to get out of the water. So I just feel like I cannot stay in the water for like more than every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes, I have to take a break, I think. I took 2 breaks. The first break I took, and then the second break I took, I just left. I just didn't, because it was actually difficult to get out. It's the first time I had somebody had to help me out, even though I was already standing on that wave reducer. I don't know what's it called in English. Those big chunks of concrete laying. I was already on top of that, and I just needed to take a step to go to the bank. But somehow it's just too much of a distance. I didn't dare to just take a step, and somebody had to reach out to me to grab me. She grabbed me, and so I didn't know. I actually would want to go back to the water again if it was like yesterday, where the water was literally the same level as the bank. I could just slide into the water easily. I could get out so easily. But today it was just, and I was also a little bit tired. I think it had been at least 25 minutes. It felt like the time passed so quickly. I couldn't do many moves before I had to rest, and then I mean resting in the water, just floating there, just trying to just recover a little. But still, I couldn't recover in the water because like I said, I kept feeling this pressure on my chest, on my body. That just made it so hard to stay in the water. I just had to get out of it to feel what it feels like to breathe without something pressing onto my body. That feeling, I don't know how come those people, they don't feel it. Like nobody talks about it. And once I asked somebody asked me, I told him about it. He said, "What are you talking about? I don't feel it." What are you talking about? Is it because you have some health issues? It's not. It's just the water. Why can't you feel it? I think it's because they go to the water every day. I don't know, but there was another lady there. She also couldn't feel it. It was her first or second time in the sea. I said to her about this, and she was like, she as if she couldn't feel it. I don't know, like nobody talks about it. Why am I the only person? Is it because they have more fat on their body, so like the pressure felt less? I'm skinny, so I could feel that pressure more. Is it because this is so? I don't know. I don't understand. Maybe I'm just thinner, like as a person. My body is thinner, so the pressure would feel more pronounced in my body, or what? It's true that everybody has more body fat than me. Everybody around me. And the guys, they like the ones that are skinny, they are good with the water already, so they don't feel it. They have been in the water so many times that they don't notice this anymore. I don't know why. I just feel this. But tomorrow I am going to. I don't know if I'm gonna go tomorrow. Also, I think tomorrow the water level is gonna be so low. Also, I checked today. Actually, I had some wave that made it even harder to be in the water because you just raise and drop in the water, and sometimes the water like just almost. I felt like it splashed onto my head or what. I don't know. So tomorrow the water level is going to be even lower, which would make it hard to. Well, actually, I decided to go into the water from a different entry point. The point that the first time I got in the sea, I used. Everybody would go through there. Before there was a secret entrance to access that entry point. It was blocked by the neighborhood management staff here for the safety or for keeping their responsibility, like to clear their responsibility. They blocked that place. So I think most people now enter. I don't know, actually I haven't observed them, but when the tide is low, I think that is the only way to get into the water if you don't want to make a big jump, or almost 2-meter jump into the sea. I don't know how that would feel like. It probably would take 10 seconds for it to re-immerse. Re-immerse, is that the right word? Emerge, re-emerge, back out. Emerge, shit, I don't remember these words anymore. Emerge, is that the right word? Reappear, resurface, back. I don't know how that would feel. And so tomorrow, I don't know. I just feel like after today, I feel like I had to take a day off. See tomorrow. And it would just take about 10 days for the tide to go back again high. The tide recycles. The cycle of the tide is half a month, 2 weeks, 15 days. So I just need to wait for another 10 days for the tide to go back high. Around the time it's nice to swim. Just hopefully it's not sunny. Like these past days, it's not sunny at all. Otherwise it'd be fine. Otherwise you can only swim after 6. Otherwise you get burned. Cooked by the sun. So freaking hot. The water felt warm. You know that feeling? The water is warm. Warmer than the air. Like when I got out of the water, it felt cold. But when I got back into the water, it actually felt warmer. That's just kind of counterintuitive. You would think, oh, the water is cold. But it almost just feels like the water seems to always be warmer than the air. Because it absorbs sunlight. Water has a higher That's value. I don't know the English term. That value that decides how fast an object, a material changes in temperature. Water has a very high value. If it has that value high. I can't speak English today. Just wanted to keep talking about this. So tomorrow my swim ring would arrive, but maybe I will not go tomorrow. Take a break. Actually, I would like to take a break. It's just kind of funny. The past 2-3 days, I actually don't remember. It's the 4th time or the 3rd time I've been in the water. I think it's the 3rd time, yes, because I remember yesterday telling that guy that was my 2nd time. So today was the 3rd time. The first time, I was so excited, and after the first day I finished, I came back. I felt so excited about going the 2nd time. That was yesterday, and after I came back yesterday, I felt so excited about going again today. And today, after I came back, I just feel like I'm gonna take a break. It's just kind of funny. So I'm probably gonna take a break tomorrow, and I think tomorrow probably is gonna be like today, where there is kind of a sort of some wave, which is not good, not really fun. And the water, the tide is lower, so it's a good day to take a break from. Day after tomorrow, maybe I'll go again. The tide would be even lower. So it would be actually, if only the wave is not, there's not much wave, it would be much easier to get into the water when the tide is lower. From that entrance, that's that entry point, where there is no bank, there's just this thing made of stones descending into the sea, like smoothly. So you just walk into the water basically, just like from a beach. That's the first 2-3 times I got into the sea. That was 2 years ago. I think people still use it, unless this neighborhood management staff, let's just call it NMS, unless NMS here blocks totally access to this entry point, then I wouldn't know what to do. There's just I can't see any other way to get into the sea other than take a 2-meter jump or just waiting for the tide to come back high, which is just a little bit of waiting. Just 10 days. I think they're not gonna block it. I don't know. I hope not. Hope not. Really hope not. If they block it here, then I would have to walk a long way to the other side of the island. I could go to that beach. I mean, a different beach. A different beach where you can actually... I don't know, but that's so far away that I will have to wear my swimming suit with, like... There's no change room. You just gotta wear your swimming suit. and you have to come back completely wet. Walk all the way back home. Walk 20 minutes home wet. Like going through people, crowds, like going on the street with wet swimsuit. Which is, I don't know. Or I would be able to find a closer place, somewhere closer than that. I would like to visit that beach once. Almost said beach. That beach is white. A white beach. I mean it. It's like I've been there once, but I didn't swim. I was taking a walk. I had only been there once. And the sand is so fine, very soft sand, and a very clean beach. And the sand was white, is white. Beautiful, but it's so far. Oh my God, it would take maybe 30 minutes walk. Just thinking. Actually, I could just ride the electric bike there once. I just don't like to get off the island. I had to get off the island. I mean, the smaller island. Get out of here and then walk another 15 minutes. Or if I take on my electric bike, the total trip would be like 15 minutes. But on my way home, I'll be completely wet. Maybe that'll be okay. I'll be riding the bike back, or I'll be walking back. I don't know. Probably I should walk there and ride the bike back. No idea. Because I'll be wet later. I just don't like that idea. I just don't like to get off. Just don't like to go my way. I will not go. So, that's not something I should worry about. I'm just imagining what if the NMS chose to block the entire access to this entry point, the only entry point near me. I think there's a different, there are different entry points into the sea. This is the only one I know. I just need to take a walk around the coast to be able to find other entry points that people use to get into the sea. Actually, there is one that just cannot be blocked, I think. It's again just a little far away from me. It's across the island. That place I know, and I have seen people swimming in there. Maybe there are other places. But that's not what I need to worry about, because now nothing is blocked. Maybe they will never block it. I'll always be able to swim here. I like to swim here. I don't want to go anywhere else, which is kind of rare because I am somebody that likes to change things up every now and then. But because it's so good here, I don't want to change anything. I mean, I'm somebody that would probably like to move around, but this neighborhood is my favorite. I never want to move out of it. It's just kind of rare to hear something like that out of my mouth, because I'm somebody that always likes to change, to I cannot even stick to a schedule. I just don't like, if I can keep sleeping at around the same time for a few weeks, 2-3 weeks, before I just feel like I just want to change. I want to sleep earlier or later. So my schedule always changes. Even though it just stays the same. It's always I sleep late. Always it's just about whether I sleep at 1 a.m. or actually some days I was sleeping even earlier than that. I was sleeping at around 12, even 11, I don't know. but it's rare. Normally just from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. in this area. And I have to sleep at about the same time every day during one schedule before any change. I just cannot sleep earlier or later unless something happens to push it a little. Like some days I just would feel really tired that I would just go to sleep earlier, and hopefully I would be able to fall asleep. Otherwise I would just be laying in bed. Yesterday I just laid in bed for 4 freaking hours before I could sleep. I felt so tired. I thought I would be able to fall asleep immediately, but I just laid there for 4 hours. What the fuck? From 2 to 6. Oh my god. Oh, freaking annoying. I was so tired. I should be more tired today than yesterday because I got up earlier than expected. And I think I did more exercise today. I swam more, maybe. Because today I was using my arms more. Because I watched some more videos yesterday. And I learned how to use my arms better. And I could be so quick swimming like a frog. Using your legs. It's so effective. I don't know how else to do it. This is just the fastest way I can swim in the water. I can just move so quickly. At least for me, and from my perspective, I think it's quick enough. For other people that actually swim, I am slow. But I am just a second time swimmer. Like I've never learned how to swim. I just watched some videos. Didn't even know it would be able to work. But immediately I learned how to do it. And it really would work. It's so easy to learn. I just will not, I never get rid of my floaters, I think. I wouldn't want to. Swimming is so fun. It's just so tiring. I cannot keep doing it for more than a minute, literally. I just swim for a minute. Oh my gosh, it's so exhausting. But if I get used to the water pressure, I would be able to do it. I would be able to stay in the water for longer. I wouldn't need to take breaks anymore. But those people, they never take any breaks. That guy that talked to me yesterday, he said he never learned swimming. Also, today was his first day getting into the sea. He never needed to take breaks. And he stayed in the water longer than me. I don't know how he cannot feel what I feel. Oh my god. I made dried peas, chicken soup, green onion, rice soup. Dried peas, chicken, rice, green onion soup. It's my first time, after a second time cooking this, but I think it's the first time I cooked this properly. I would say it's not good enough for me to want to cook it again, but it's good. I get full so easily. I was so hungry. I started eating and now I'm full. I mean, I finished about more than half of this bowl. less than half is left and I'm already so full. It just takes 5 minutes for me to eat. I have one more bite. I haven't cooked chicken legs. I haven't cooked any meat other than chicken chest for 2 years. This is my first time cooking chicken legs. Maybe I'm full. I feel like there's too much chicken in there, even though it looked like very little. But now it turned out to be really too much. I'm the kind of person that just cannot go to a all-you-can-eat buffet. Because I just take a few bites and then I'm full. Oh my god. I can't understand. I know somebody, this person that I follow on the internet. I follow him, I think, mostly because he is a really great person. He does a lot of charity, even before he became famous. He's still doing it. And he would donate blood twice a month. Yeah, blood donator. And he has been doing it for 10 years. But yeah, he is a food, you could say a food YouTuber. Like he tries out buffets and reveals them. And people watch him because he is a giant eater. He eats, I think he could eat 10 times more than what I can. Because what I just had, I think he could have literally 10 portions of those. Without feeling full still. I think I had very little food. I feel that my stomach's full. I'm kind of like that kind of bird, you know. I watched a lot of bird videos where people hand feeding birds, like newborn chicks. They'd be so hungry, they'd be like, I want to eat. And then you just give them a spoon of food. They're full. You can see around their neck is where they store food. Like they eat all their food. And then that food goes into that pocket on their neck. And it's transparent so you can see it. When they're young. So they're just full in a second. A second ago they were so hungry they could eat the world. They're like little dragons. They're so loud. But just 2-3 spoons of food would just make them so full. And they immediately would go to sleep. I watched a lot of bird feeding videos. Because I used to follow this person that saves a lot of birds. So I watched a ton of these videos. I feel like when I was eating this bowl of food, I felt just like one of those birds. Because I really felt like so hungry. Maybe not so hungry, but that kind of feeling that before my hand would start shaking, that kind of hunger, maybe. So not super hungry. If I'm super hungry, I would just be very, very hungry. I would be able to finish the whole bowl, I think. Or maybe because I just feel like I put too much chicken. Or it's just like my first time eating this much chicken. That is not chicken chest. I have had a lot of chicken chest, which tastes entirely different from chicken legs. Chicken breasts, I guess is the right way to call it. I don't know. And chicken legs just have more chicken taste. Like chicken breast doesn't even taste like meat. Alright, it doesn't taste like meat. It doesn't have any fragrance that meat would have. Maybe a little it would have because it has so little fat. Chicken legs because it has skin. It tastes a lot more chicken. I feel I had too much. Way too much. That was 2 tiny chicken legs. Tiny. Couldn't finish. But yeah, plus all the rice and the peas in there. I just feel like my protein sources, I have 3 protein sources, but I'm not even having eggs, so excluding eggs. I have now chicken, bean products, I mean all sorts of bean products, and protein shake. Just these 3. I'm thinking about starting cooking some red meat as well. I would eat once in a while red meat snacks, but now I cook them. I don't know. Haven't had eggs for a few months. I feel like I've got enough of the eggs. Like I've had I don't know how many thousands of eggs in my life. Maybe not that much. I used to have at least 2 eggs a day. It's not much. Everybody does that. So as I said, I did not go into the water today. I'm going to go and check the water. The tide is still raising. I see a flock of white birds flying across the river, the sea. I just called it the river. Gonna check the water. It's supposed to rise all the way till 9 today, I think. Maybe tomorrow I'd go again. I mean, I would. Maybe not. Maybe I would. I think I would. Because I got my swim ring today. Tomorrow I'm gonna try it out, maybe. I don't know why it just became maybe. I don't know. I just feel like I'd like to stop for a while. I don't know. It's just really weird. I was so excited for 3 whole days. Super excited. Now just suddenly, I just feel like I want to take a break. It's a very interesting feeling. It's like you're so crazy about a video game for 3 days, you can't stop playing it. All of a sudden, after the 3rd day, you just don't want to touch it for a while. This is my swim ring. I'm gonna blow it, inflate it with mouth. And the swim ring will be filled with air that smells like chicken and green onion. I hope it does. I just feel like filming it. I have done, oh my god, I need to untwist it. That is the important thing. Before it's too late, I guess. I have once inflated a giant boxing target. The one that would standing almost as tall as me. It was a gigantic boxing target. Is that how you call it? So you do boxing like that. You hit it like that. It had to be inflated. The base was filled with water. The rest of it had to be filled with air. I didn't have any tools, nor did I need to. I just blew air into it. Took it just 10 minutes, honestly. Now it started to look like a ring. I don't know if it's big enough for me to sit in it. Tomorrow maybe I will try. Is it good enough? Does it need more air? It says it's for children, but it's big enough for an adult. That'll hurt pretty enough, I think. Is it too much air? Feels like maybe too much. I'm gonna ask AI how much is too much. Still feels soft enough. It's big enough for me to sit in it, like lay in inside. It took me a long time to choose which one I would want. Well, it has a lot of, unfortunately, it has a lot of water vapor from my lungs. Steam coming from my lungs inside of it now. Shit. That's what I didn't expect. But man, it looks a little dangerous. But I'm only using it to just play. For playing. This is the only place where the air can come out. It looks like it's so easy to be open. Shit.